sir.
Doing well so far. Day is young, man.
What'd you say?
I said the day is young. Don't ask me this afternoon. If I give you a different answer.
Good morning. The October 15th, 2014 meeting of the Board of Estimates is now called to order. In the interest of promoting the order and efficiency of these hearings, persons who are disruptive will be asked to leave the hearing room immediately. Madam Deputy Controller, are there any corrections, additions, or deferrals on the agenda?
Good morning. For today's meeting, we received a protest from Ms. Kim Trueheart for pages 1 to 103 of today's agenda. We have one item that's being withdrawn, and that is page 41. We have some items that are moving to the routine agenda that were previously noted for the non-routine, and those are page 12, item 1, page 13, item 2, and page 75, item 11. I have the following abstentions to note. The Honorable Mayor Rawlings Blake will abstain on page 45. The Honorable President Young will abstain on page 66, page 95, number 2, and page 96, number 3. The Honorable Comptroller Pratt will abstain on pages 67 to 68 and page 98, number 7. Mr. Nielsen will abstain on page 66. As a result of the changes of moving things to the routine agenda, the following items will remain on the non-routine agenda. Page 20, item 3, page 20, item 4, page 62, item 5, and page 75, item 12. Mr. President, members of the board, those are the protests received, the one item being withdrawn, the abstentions for today's meeting, as well as the items that will remain on the non-routine agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. I would direct the board members' attention to the memorandum from my office dated October 14, 2014, identifying matters to be considered as routine agenda items together with any correction and addition that have been noted by the Deputy Controller. I will entertain a motion to approve all of the items contained on the routine agenda.
Move approval of all items on the routine agenda.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The motion carries. The routine agenda has been adopted. The first item on the non-routine agenda can be found on page 20, Department of Audits, Audit Report and Related Audit Digest. Item 3, Audit of the City of Baltimore Wastewater Utility Fund Statements, June 30th, 2013 and 2012. And item 4, Audit of the City Baltimore Water Utility Fund Statement, June 30th, 2013 and 2012. These items will be heard together. The parties, please come forward.
Good morning, Mr. President, members of the board. I'm Bob McCarty, the City Auditor. And as the President said, I will be doing both 3 and 4 together. The Baltimore City Code requires an annual audit of the financial statements of the city's water and wastewater utility funds. The Department of Audits and KPMG have jointly audited the utilities' financial statements. Our opinion on the utilities' financial statements is unqualified, and the new language of that now is unmodified. The water utility fund's fiscal year 2013 operating income increased by $15.3 million over fiscal year 2012, while the wastewater utility fund's operating income decreased by $4.1 million. During fiscal year 2013, the net assets of the water utility fund increased by $42.1 million, and the total net assets for the wastewater utility fund increased by $111.2 million. Excuse me. In addition to the comprehensive reports, we have included separate reports required by both generally accepted auditing standards and government auditing standards that address utilities' compliance with certain laws and regulations and the internal control over financial reporting related to the financial statements. Based on our audits, the results of our test disclose no instances of noncompliance with laws and regulations. However, the utilities do have one significant deficiency in internal control over financial reporting. This deficiency is during our audit of the city's fiscal year 2011 financial statements, We reviewed billing adjustments related to systematic errors in the automated calculations for the cancellation and rebilling of customer water accounts. This resulted in the Department of Public Works recording an adjustment of $9.2 million in fiscal year 2011. As management has not corrected or replaced its existing water billing system, we noted that the systematic errors and limitations could still exist. However, no additional adjustments were required for fiscal year 2013. We recommend that the city take appropriate action to ensure estimated and actual billings are properly reviewed and approved prior to the postings to MOIT, the general ledger, and the financial statements. The Bureau of Water and Wastewater's response stated that the Bureau has entered into a contract for the purchase and installation of smart water meters, and a new water billing system is scheduled to be implemented in April 2016.
Good morning. I'm Henry Raymond, Director of Finance. In response to the auditor's comments, I would add that both of the audits were unqualified. The financial health of both utility funds is increasing, as stated by the increase in net assets for both of the utility funds. The finding that was discussed from fiscal 11 that required an adjustment was not a type of adjustment that was required for fiscal 12 or fiscal 13, so no adjustments were required. The solution for that finding from fiscal 11 is the implementation of a new citywide water billing system and the implementation of smart meters. That process is well underway. So the city is moving to install a new state-of-the-art billing system. The city is on schedule for the implementation of the system, which will be April 2016 for city residents and April 2017 for non-city residents. So we believe that all of the appropriate steps to mitigate this issue are being taken in the short term, and the intermediate solution, which is well underway, is the installation of a new water billing system for the city of Baltimore.
Okay, any questions? Okay, the audit reports have been noted. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The second item on the non-routine agenda can be found on page 62, recommendation for contract awards rejections, item 5B5003714, sulfur dioxide liquid in 1-ton containers. Will the parties please come forward?
Tim Crust, City Purchasing Agent. This is the award of sulfur dioxide liquid in 1-ton containers to Univar USA in the amount of $250,000.
I have some questions. Thank you for your response, but I'd like to put on the record, and if you could answer these questions for me. The first question is, on what date did the Bureau of Purchase return the bid bond to Univar USA?
Returned sometime in November 2013.
And my second question is, to whom is Univar USA was the bond bid returned?
Ms. Joanna Yeagle, the Sales Support Manager.
And my third question was, why was it returned to Univar USA?
The note on the copy retained by the contract administrator stated that a title was missing for the individual signing on behalf of the bidder, Univar USA. However, that was a misunderstanding of the requirement for a title. The title is necessary for determining whether the individual has authority to sign on behalf of the company. In this case, the person's title was indicated immediately after her name with the letters ARM, which is a standard acronym for the designation Associate of Risk Management. This title designation has also been appended to her name on Univar's designation and appointment of her as its agent on May 8, 2006.
Okay, and my last question, in response to the question number 2, from the President's office, it's unclear because your response to the President was that the bid, previously the bid bond was returned to Ms. Yinkle, the sales manager. Ms. Yinkle sent a letter, which I have here dated October the 9th, 2014, that said she had no idea that their annual bid bond was not on file with the city. So my question is, to my response, you said that it was returned to Ms. Yinkle. She said she never received it. But then the response to the President, you said, I suspect that Univar would have would have quickly resubmitted the bond if the person receiving the bond had not left their employment. I am not sure exactly when the personnel change occurred, but I do know she is no longer employed by the company. So it's,
Madam Controller, this is a miscommunication between the Bureau of Purchases and Univar on what was required for this bond. We don't have every detail behind it. We know that our staff person was following a list of requirements to look for in this bonding, and that this was a slightly different case that did not meet the requirements on that list, and that's where the miscommunication started. It ended up in Univar giving us photocopies which did not meet the requirement. We come to the board today to waive that error because Univar was the sole bidder and the city had a role in the problem that they presented.
but do we know who it was returned to?
We believe that it was returned to Ms. Yekel from what we're looking at.
Okay, I would entertain the motion.
Move that we accept the recommendation of the Bureau of Purchases that we waive the alleged irregularity and award the contract to Univar, the sole bidder.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Nay.
The motion carried. Please note, Comptroller votes no. The third item on the non-routine agenda can be found on page 75. Informal awards, renewals, increase to contracts, and extensions, item 12. Contract number 0800, technical support and maintenance service for BPD's record maintenance system and data base. Police Department, will the parties please come forward?
Tim Cross, City Purchasing Agent. This technical support agreement is with Intergraph Corporation. There is a ratification of approximately $133,000 and a renewal for $72,000 intended to get us back to the beginning of the maintenance term and to allow the city time to negotiate a full formal agreement with Intergraph for the use of their software.
Madam Controller?
Yeah. For the record, I
You're
just
talking about.
wanted to put on the record, this software has been in use by the police department for over a decade. I just wanted to put on the record, how, can you explain what happened? Why it's being asked to be ratified after the fact?
Director Hubers, Baltimore Police Department IT. During my term, we have sought maintenance. That's what this agreement actually is. In prior, I'm under the understanding that we did have maintenance, but honestly, I did not research that prior to this meeting.
Honestly, what?
I did not research that prior to this meeting,
Okay.
but we were under maintenance. I'm just not sure where we stopped. I believe we were current up until the term we're seeking now, which is January 1st, 2013 to present.
But we're being asked to ratify this from July the 1st, but you,
July 1st, 2013.
right.
To
But you
present.
said, what about January?
It was through, so it was July 1st, 2013 through June 30th, 2014, and then July 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2014. So that brings us to current.
I'll entertain the motion.
I move we approve the ratification and agreement renewal proposed by the Bureau of Purchases.
All those in favor say aye. All opposed, nay.
Opposed?
Please note the Comptroller opposed. The motion carried. There have been no more business before the board meeting. It will recess until bid opening at 12 noon. Thank you.
I have 6. We have one that may not go because we don't have an advertisement for it. Good afternoon. The board is in session for the open and receiving of bids. I have the following addenda to read today. B50003674, conversion of microfilm and microfiche to digital format. Please change the bid due date from October 15th to October 29th, 2014. SC 857. Please change the bid due, I'm sorry, I should read that. That's chlorination, dechlorination facilities process, conversion at the Patapsco wastewater treatment plant. Please change the bid due date from October 15th to October 29th, 2014. Those are the addenda for today.
Hearing no objections, so moved.
RP 14805R, Howard's Park Dog Park. Okay, thank you. Allied Contractors, Inc., with a bid bond. $393,000. JLN Construction Services, LLC, with a bid bond. $354,900. DSM Properties, LLC, with a bid bond. $512,835.
Refer these bids to the Department of Recreation and Parks for tabulation and report.
Civil Construction, LLC, with a bid bond. And this is for Bureau of Water and Wastewater, 1245R Westfield Neighborhood Water Main Replacements. And the first bid is civil construction with a bid bond. $6,930,000. Excuse me, again, that's civil construction with a bid bond. $6,930,887. $5,998,094.25. Yes, I do, thank you. Spiniello Companies with a bid bond. $5,673,300.
Refer these bids to the Bureau of Water and Wastewater for tabulation and report.
TR 14310, Haven Street resurfacing rehabilitation from Eastern Avenue to Boston Street. Here's your second page. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. The American Asphalt Paving Company LLC with a bid bond. $1,320,839.25. P. Flanagan and Sons Incorporated with a bid bond. $1,054,716.75. Thank you. Manuel Louise Construction Company, Inc., with a bid bond. $1,193,000. Civil Construction LLC with a bid bond. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah. Yes, and you can check behind me to make sure. Excuse me. $1,247,068.15. Machado Construction Company, Inc., with a bid bond. $996,660.
Refer these bids to the Bureau of Water and Wastewater for tabulation and report. Oh. Okay, my fault. Refer these bids to the Department of Transportation for tabulation and report.
B50003767, mini excavator. A bid bond is not required. Valley Supply and Equipment Company, Inc., $49,900. Corelli, Inc., $53,836. Metro Bobcat, Inc., $44,778. Chesco, Inc., $52,291.
Refer these bids to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
B50003768, dry freight truck. A bid bond is not required. Beltway International, LLC, $257,169.
Refer this bid to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
B50003760, regular cab, four-wheel drive truck with an open utility body. A bid bond is not required. Coase Ford, Inc., $37,411. Coles, C-O-W-L-E-S, Ford, Inc., $37,411. Thank you. Chapman Auto Group, $39,306.16. Apple Ford, Inc., $35,720. Okay. Okay. Norris Chesapeake Truck Sales, LLC, $37,985.
Refer these bids to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
B50003757, mechanical joint ductile pipe. A bid bond is not required. The name of it. I'm just checking the name. My page didn't have that. HD Supply Waterworks Limited. $364,282.20. LB Water Service, Inc., $175,704.30. Let me see what the next one says. See, they have this. You know, they may have not. Yeah, and they didn't do it. If we're told to do it by tutorial. that's not the first, it's the first one. Let me just check something to see. It's elevated.
So it's two,
They can do the math.
so, yeah, I think they can. And then they can say total years or 2 years, but it's,
Right.
so which one did we read?
I read the one on the second page, on page B5, because that's when you're supposed to do your grand total.
Which is this. No, first one should, was for the 2 year. This one, they printed only for the 1 year. So you have that discrepancy. All right, I got you. So I guess,
Well, see, the thing is that I'm required,
right, which is broken down, I mean, we can do the math.
Yeah, they do the math of their
Because of the matches and.
So I think I would need to, because apparently they didn't do, see the other, what you're supposed to do, if you're going to give a discount
Right.
on these, they didn't do that, they just gave them one.
Right, so that's
That's their bid. It's going to be that times two, which they have here.
times 2. Yes, sir.
So I think we don't have to do any clarification. Yeah. Because it looks like we're trying to interpret their bid, so we'll just do the number and they can catch the math. I gave the right one? Okay, thank you. And I gave you, this is the first one, so I give that one back.
HD,
Yeah, I read HD. Yes. Please excuse the delay, just trying to make sure we clarified and read numbers properly. Thank you. And we'll continue with B50003757, mechanical joint ductile iron pipe. A bid bond is not required. Prospective Enterprises, Inc., $421,623.
620.
623 is in the end. $421,623. Thank you.
Yeah, I put 1 year on here, so they just know to double it. Do you mean, yeah, but because there might be people. Announcement that it's for 1 year, this one.
Well,
Okay, I know, I'm just saying, okay,
and generally, I don't try to.
interpret what. Here, I think it's. Okay, thank you. It's,
Again, we were delayed before looking at B50003757, mechanical joint ductile iron pipe. The delay was caused because as we read the bid, the announced amount was $175,700. $704.30. That appears to be for 1 year and not 2 years as is required for the bid amounts. The bidder does have both amounts on B4. B4 would read $351,408.60, but it's not the grand total amount. Thank you.
And that's in connection with LB Ward.
I'm sorry, that was the LB Ward. Forgive me. Thank you. All of that. Thank you. Ferguson, $326,130.60.
Refer these bids to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
All right. B50003641, provide and deliver new game tables to various recreation centers. No bids were received. Okay, let's put that up there. Oh, thank you. Okay. Do I have the right one? Okay, yeah, just look. I think I had more bids, but I only have 2. First one. B50003742. Lead Risk Assessment Services. I'm sorry, lead. I was lead risk assessment services. Thank you. A bid bond is not required. KCI Technologies, Inc., $72,000. ARC Environmental, Inc., $54,000.
Refer these bids to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
B50003784, tractor with a front-end loader. No bids were received. B50003725, access floor system renovations. A bid bond is not required. Irvine Access Floors, $136,000. I'm sorry. Again, this is Irvine Access Floors, $136,565. Ceilings and Partitions, Inc., $181,525.
Refer these bids to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
Okay. All right. For B50003759, crew cab dump trucks, bids were received today. However, the advertisement was not performed. Therefore, these bids will not be open today. And we will seek additional guidance from the Bureau of Purchases as to the next steps, if anyone submitted a bid on that. It's here. Thank you. Okay. There being no further business, we are adjourned.